my name is Professor Rad, and in this video we're going to be talking about place value. So we're going to start out with a definition and a note, which is kind of like an example. So if you want to pause the video here and copy down the definition and the start of the note, feel free to do so. Okay, so our definition is for place value. So the place value of a digit is its location within a number. So in the last video, we talked about the different periods in a number, and I've written these out abbreviatedly above each period. So the period all the way to the right was the ones period. The next period, which is this group of 3 digits, is thousands. Then we have the millions, the billions, and the trillions. So in order to identify the location of a number, we do need to know its period. And then we're either going to tack on 1, 10, or 100. So for example, if I want to know where this digit 3 is, it's either going to be 1 million, 10 million, or 100 million, because it's in the millions period. So this 1, 10, 100 is going to start out from the right like we did before, and it's just going to repeat. And we're going to follow it with the period name, except for the ones. The ones are just the weird period. So for the ones, this 5 here is in the ones place. So think about if you had money, right? If you wanted to give me $5, then you could give me 5 ones. Then the 7 here is in the tens place. So the 7 is really representing 70 because we have 75. So you could give me 5 $1 bills and 7 $10 bills. And then this one is in the hundreds place. So if you wanted to give me $175, you would give me 1 100 bill, 7 tens, and 5 $1 bills. So that's our place value. We've got ones, tens, and hundreds, and we're going to repeat that. But now we're going to follow that with the period name. So this 8, for example, let me use a different color just so it stands out better. So this 8, this is in the 1000s place. And yeah, I think I'll hyphenate that. So we've got 1000s. The first 0 here coming from the right is in the 10,000s. And then this one here is in the 100,000s. So we have this pattern of 1, 10, 100, and then we follow it with the period name, the thousands. So we'll do the same thing here. Now that we're in the millions period, we're going to have 4 million. So that's in the 1 millions place. The 3, now we're going to have 10, and we're in the millions, so we have 10 millions. And then for this one, we have 110, now we're going to have 100. And we're in the millions period, so we'll have 100 millions. So before I said maybe I want to identify the place value of the digit 3. So 3 is it's within the millions period, but its place value is in the 10 millions place. So if you want to see if you can continue this pattern, apply some inductive reasoning here. We've got a few examples set up, and see if you can figure out how to label these next. Feel free to pause the video here and do so. I'm just going to work through it and then step back and we can check answers. All right, so I've written out the next 2 periods of place value names. So our next period was the billions. So we're going to have 1 billion, 10 billion, and 100 billion. And then for the trillions, we have 1 trillions and 10 trillions. And then just for my notes, if I did have a third one here, it would be 100 trillions. So again, if we look at the pattern of place value names, it's always 1, 10, 100 repeating. So we have 1, 10, 100, 1, 10, 100, 1, 10, 100, 1, 10, 100, 1, 10, 100, and so on. The only thing that's different is we just slap the period name at the end of it. So for the ones, they just stay alone. But then for the thousands, we have 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, 100 million, 1 billion, 10 billion, 100 billion, and so on. So these are how we identify the place values. Now, place values are going to be important, especially if we want to round a number. So like if a newspaper is talking about this number, they're not going to write this whole number out, right? Or if a reporter is talking about this, they're not going to say the whole thing. They'll probably say about 55 trillion. So this big number, we're going to want to round it to different place values in the future, depending on how precise we want our answer or value to be. And then there's one more note that I wanted to make about this. I think I'll write it over here. I think I have some room. So the note is that sometimes the 1 is omitted from the place value. So what we mean by omitted just means you cut it out. Okay, so the ones period is always the ones period. You can't cut it out there. But sometimes instead of saying the 1,000s period, we'll just say the thousands period. Or instead of 1 millions, you could also call that the millions. 1 billions, you could also call that the billions. 1 trillions, you could also call that the trillions. So either of those would be acceptable. 1,000s or thousands, 1 millions, millions, anything like that would be okay. And then, there's one more comment I want to put on here, just because you may have heard of like the millionth place before. So notice that this is the millions place, not the millionths place. So with the THS, that's going to mean something different in a few videos. So make sure right now there's no THSs at the TH at the ends of these, just the plain old S. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up this video here. In the next video, we're going to combine this one and the next and look at an example. So we'll look at an example of identifying place values and writing out number names. So looking forward to seeing you then. In the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful day, and bye for now.